What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news video, and in this video you will get to know all the details what is going on with the Nabil Fekir to Liverpool transfer situation with some major updates, and also I will tell you what Jurgen Klopp said about paying this huge amount of money for Alisson, what Jurgen Klopp said about Liverpool potentially winning the title this season, and many more, what kind of players Liverpool are looking to sell. Dennings, Mignolet, Lazar Markovic, which clubs would they go to? So stick around and enjoy this video. If you enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification so you never miss a future upload. And James Pearce, who is a journalist working for the Liverpool Echo, and he is well connected within Liverpool transfers, and he has posted a major update in an interview. He said, yes, Lyon are crying out for a buyer. It suits them for Liverpool to be repeatedly linked with Nabil Fekir. And just my comment, this is why Aulas, the Lyon president, has been running his mouth for weeks on end during the World Cup and after the World Cup, because he knows that Nabil Fekir has some problems with his knee, and he knows that this is the best time for Lyon to sell Nabil Fekir. This is probably the only summer where Lyon can get a high transfer fee, something around £50 million for Nabil Fekir. The original deal, when Liverpool agreed the deal with Lyon, was for £48 million plus 5 million add-ons, so that adds up to £53 million. But Nabil Fekir is refusing to sign a new contract at Lyon, so next summer he will only be worth around £30 million, and then the summer after that he can leave Lyon for absolutely nothing. He only has 2 years left on his contract. And James Pearce said this, and I quote, "For all the talk of potentially restructuring the £53 million deal that collapsed last month, I can't see Liverpool going back in for him. Their concerns over his knee were too great. It's a shame because he would have been an exciting addition." And just my comment, it looks like that Liverpool have cooled down their interest because Lyon didn't want to do restructuring a deal. Lyon wanted this £53 million deal to be paid in just 2 years, and Liverpool wanted it to be spread around 4 years, and they also wanted to add clauses in Nabil Fekir's contract saying that if his knee breaks down in 1 or 2 years, then Liverpool have to pay less money to Lyon. And Jean-Michel Aulas, who is a notoriously tough negotiator, was having none of it, and that's a real shame, because I think Nabil Fekir would have made Liverpool an even bigger title contender. The only worry that I have for Liverpool is, what if Sadio Mane or Mohamed Salah gets a long-term injury? Yes, we have Shaqiri as a backup, but that he's not as prolific as either Salah, Mane or Nabil Fekir. And I think we still need one more player, somebody like Nabil Fekir, who can contribute 15 to 20 goals a season. And James Pearce said this: you cannot commit to that kind of fee, £53 million, and big wages over 5 years if you are worried about Nabil Fekir's knee breaking down. He said that Liverpool are not prepared to sign Fekir on a long-term deal that could be susceptible to another serious problem. And look at what happened to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Signing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was a risk for £35 million, and he played like 75% of last season or 80% of last season, and then he broke down and he will miss about 10 months, which includes the majority of this season and the back end of last season. So it was a risk signing Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and if he comes back and performs at the level that he performed for Liverpool, then great. But if Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain comes back next season and his level will drop off, then it was a waste of money signing him for £35 million. James Pearce also added this: transfers always create such a buzz, and some fans will always want more. No sooner had Liverpool made Alisson the most expensive goalkeeper ever, the talk was all about who was coming in next. Talk about Fekir has rumbled on all summer, and I think because Liverpool came so close to signing him. Many are desperate for it to happen. I am one of those many fans. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Nabil Fekir. I watched all of his goals at Lyon on YouTube compilations, and I'm just really I'm convinced that Nabil Fekir would take Liverpool to the next level. But if Liverpool think that it's too big of a risk to sign him for £53 million plus big wages on 5 years, I can kind of understand that position as well. We have already players like Sturridge and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain who are injury prone. We don't need more players who we can't rely on. And James Pearce said this: the bottom line is you can't commit to that kind of fee and big wages of over 5 years if you are worried he's going to break down. I do understand it when people talk about how Liverpool still need a Coutinho replacement. Fekir would have been that man, and Liverpool haven't targeted a similar alternative, which really surprises me, because if you know Fekir has a dodgy knee, you had the whole World Cup plus about like 2 weeks after the World Cup to find an alternative and to go for him. That's like 6 weeks of the transfer window which has gone by where we haven't found an alternative to Nabil Fekir who we could target. And I'm really frustrated with that, because we still haven't replaced Coutinho fully in the squad. We still need a player similar to Coutinho, similar to Nabil Fekir, who is that creator, who is that creative playmaker, who can play in a number of positions in the attacking midfield role, just behind the striker Firmino, or either maybe on the wing or in the attacking midfield role. And I think Liverpool should do a much better job, trying to find alternatives to Nabil Fekir. And James Pearce said finally, but Klopp has added to the squad's creative qualities with the signings of Naby Keita and Shaqiri, and seems content with the options at his disposal. And I kind of understand that. Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to make signings just for the sake of making signings, and there are not many players out there on the level of Nabil Fekir who could improve on what Liverpool already have. Jurgen Klopp was actually asked about the Nabil Fekir transfer and what happened, and he said this, and I quote: "There is nothing I really need to say about that. I said already something about it around the preseason game. I don't know exactly which one, and that is the transfer is probably done." And Jurgen Klopp also said this: "If nothing happens with our boys, he means no injuries happen, we press on. If something happens, you always have to make sure you react. If not now, then maybe next window in January or next summer." That means that if Liverpool don't have a serious injury to one of our midfielders, we might not make another transfer. And that really a little bit disappoints me, because I still feel that Liverpool are just that one player short of being like truly ready for all the challenges coming in the season. And Jurgen Klopp said some very interesting things about the £66 million that Liverpool are paying for Alisson. He said this: "Everybody thinks it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but he could have left for crazy money. The clause for Oblak, for example, is 100 million euros. So nice." Those are Jurgen Klopp's words. That's like 91 million pounds. So if you compare, we could have signed Oblak for 91 million or Alisson for 66 million. Alisson for 66 million represents more value for money. Oblak is a better goalkeeper right now than Alisson, but Alisson can also go to that level, that world-class level. Jurgen Klopp also said the goalkeeper market is different, because it's not each year that there is anybody available. We didn't know exactly if Alisson is available or not, but from a specific moment we realized obviously he's available, and that's the moment when we decided we want to go for him. And Klopp has said that Alisson was not bought in because of the mistakes that Karius made in the Champions League final. He said this: "We are really fine with our goalkeepers. So there is no doubt about Simon Mignolet, big quality, absolutely Premier League highest level quality. Loris Karius as well. Yes, we all know what happened in the final, but we know as well why it's not about that. It's not the
reason for signing Alisson. We really wanted to bring in a player which we didn't have before, to be honest, and that's what happened with Alisson. Phew, man, these are very interesting quotes. Can you read between the lines? Maybe Jurgen Klopp is trying to just protect the confidence of Vignolet and Karius, and that's a big if they stay at Liverpool, because both of them said that they are looking to maybe making a transfer to another club, because their playing time will be very limited, because Alisson will be our new number one goalkeeper, and Mignolet is definitely looking to leave. He's in talks with Besiktas right now, and if the talks succeed, then he will leave in the coming days. Karius, I'm not so sure about him. I think Karius asked his agent to look around if any clubs are interested in him, but I expect Karius to stay at Liverpool and be our number 2 goalkeeper. Klopp was asked before the Manchester United-Liverpool friendly game, which will be played tonight, if Mourinho was playing mind games with his interviews, and he said, yeah, for sure, a little bit, but that's okay. But I heard as well that Jose Mourinho found me funny, and one of my biggest goals in life is to make Jose smile. It doesn't happen too often, and if it happens because of Liverpool, well done. I said a few things in the past, I cannot remember what I said, but I know what I said about the Pogba transfer. I would never talk about Manchester United unless somebody asks me about it, but I'm polite enough to give an answer if somebody asks me. That's not always the smartest thing to do, but I have absolutely no problem with what Jose Mourinho is saying. It is a free world, and he can say whatever he wants. If he is happy about our transfers, even better, but we know that it does not mean you win automatically whatsoever. Man United has a strong team, and they will strengthen that in the next 2 weeks. They are already strong, the same as Man City and Tottenham. Arsenal and Chelsea have new managers, so they will be strong, plus a few others. So it's our job to improve our own situation. That's what we try to do, but that has to happen on the pitch, not in the transfer market. We want to deliver constantly, we want to improve, that's what we want to do, to show, and we will see where that leads us to. Improvement means playing better football, being more consistent and entertaining the crowd in a very specific way. We are Liverpool and we stand for football. All I can say is that we will try everything we can to be as successful as possible, and in the end we will see. I can see the burning ambition that Jurgen Klopp has to win a trophy for Liverpool this season. And I will be fine if we win any trophy, even with the League Cup. I would be over the moon if Liverpool finally won another trophy, because I think now the team is ready to win a trophy. And my expectations for this new season is for Liverpool to be contenders for the Premier League title. That means to be with the leaders, or be the leader of the Premier League up until like April, and maybe even possibly May. And even if we miss out on the title, if we finish second or third and just be like 5, 6, 7 points behind the Premier League winners, that would be major progress. I also want to get at least to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Potentially the semi-finals would be great. Those are the main expectations for the new season, and also an extended run in the League Cup or the FA Cup. I want to win a trophy this season with Liverpool, so I really hope that we get to either the League Cup and the FA Cup final and win it, because Jurgen Klopp has lost 6 finals in a row and 3 finals with Liverpool already, and we have to change that. We have to turn that experience into winning a cup final. It's really important, so I really hope that Liverpool can do that. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It looks like Lazar Markovic is set to leave to Olympiacos or Standard Liège. Those are the 2 clubs who are in talks with Lazar Markovic, and also Crystal Palace are attempting to convince Dan Ings to leave Liverpool and sign for Crystal Palace, and they are looking to pay up to £25 million for Dan Ings, which would be a crazy transfer fee, crazy amount of money for a player that is not even a regular at Liverpool. I really hope that it goes through, because Dan Ings deserves a club where he can play week in, week out. And it would be funny to see Crystal Palace, rocking with two former Liverpool strikers, Benteke and Danny Ings. Really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. Thanks for watching. See you later, guys. Goodbye.